Now we've gone from this finish, the old finish that's on it there, knocked off the block, to this. We've split the boards, rejointed them again and put it in clamps overnight. We come back then tomorrow and we can work on that to put a new moulding on it, sand it down and then apply polish finish to it prior to refitting it to the desk inside. So here I am with the office desk that I purchased at an auction some years back, and it's actually incomplete. It's a lovely old piece. It's made from burl walnut on the veneers on it with the insets here, all burl walnut with the raised mould all around it there to hold it in place, and the back of the doors as well has got the little mould on the back there to hold the panel in place. So it's quite a nice piece, beautiful brass handles on it. It had a lock, still has the lock, don't have the key, missing the escutcheon, but a beautiful burl veneer that's on it. I would safely say it's made from mahogany or similar dark material dyed down. I don't want to take the surface coating off it. A couple of bits missing off it there, the latches at the back. These were latches and they had a little lever on the back here sticking out that would turn and go into a recess here to lock the door, and the same with the drawer, could be locked. But I like it as it is. It's just, it needs a little tidy up. There was a little frieze here, I can see the markings of it that's missing, so probably make one of them just to go on it. But it's just a lovely little piece. It's ideal for one person, and I was just refurbishing the office here. What was most obvious about it was that the top was plywood. So if I take off the top there, you'll notice that the panel on the top is real traditional dovetailing. There's dovetailed, all solid carcass construction, no chipboard or modern materials in this whatsoever. Even the drawer itself is made from pine. You have dovetails both sides of it here, front and back, and you've got the raised or the lowered back rail, which is standard practice in the drawer construction when we used to do them that way. Everything dovetailed here. Now, more than likely they had a little dovetail machine, so it's probably, I would say, it's early to mid 20th century. The dovetail giveaway there, the dovetails are more than likely done on a dovetail machine. It's a beautiful piece. So what I have to do now is bring it up my new top and plant it onto that. The old one, the piece of plywood there, what probably happened with the old one, it may have had a leather inset for writing, and again with ink stains or with damage that could have occurred to them, it was just simply probably taken off and thrown away, and somebody put little plywood top on it to suffice for the time being. The screws sticking out there weren't enough to hold it, so what the last person did there was they actually just put some glue on it and stuck it onto the old top, which is fine. I suppose anything is worth a try. So again, with the door recessed there, you see that the panel front rail is set back from the front there to allow the door to carry forward, and there's no top rail on it, then you'll notice also. So we'll bring up our top, we'll put it on that, and then we'll see what that looks like. Now, I've made the top from the old Edwardian Table, the inset for the old Edwardian Table, and it's in oak obviously, and I didn't want it as dark as this, so I settled for a mid oak because I like the light coming in the window and just have a nice light medium effect tone on the wood while I'm working on it. So we'll bring up our worktop now, we'll put it on that, and we'll see how it looks. So we're at the stage now, we just have to screw up the top when we're done. Nice new top. I have a coat of wax on that as well and buffed. So it's a beautiful finish, really hard finish. So if I spill tea on it, not an issue or anything like that. So that surface should last me for years and years. To put on the top there, normally I just use my fingers to judge the distances. When you do that and you start practicing that over the years, your senses become heightened, to the sense of your touch sense becomes heightened, and I just like to do that. Now you can measure it with a tape by all means, but a lot of the time I find I just go by finger touch and distance, and if I put a tape on it, I always know it's going to be accurate. So I'm ready to do that. I'm happy with the overhang. Just give it a quick look there, like that, like what I see. I don't want it too much here. I've left a little bit of an overhang at the back so it'll sit over the skirting board to touch the wall. Always a good idea. So we can pop on these. And the first two in, holds everything in place. 3 in the front, 3 in the back. Bob's your uncle. I'm going to go back here. There's pocket screws back here. And there we go. Now it's always a no-no to leave screws or anything like that on a polished surface. So if I take ideas like that, like the plague. Now because I've left an overhang at the back here, I can easily push the unit or the disc back, touch the wall there. So it plugs behind there for my computer and so on. So that's my worktop. Wood grain up close there from the sample timber that's over 100 years old. That was the old inset panel that came off the Edwardian table that I showed you on a previous clip. So I would imagine you'd have to agree that it's actually stunningly beautiful, and it's a very hard finish on it. It's an oil finish, and it's got a wax coating on it there just to buff it off. So it's beautiful, not too high, it's a low build. You don't see any thickness in the finish. That's the way it's meant to be. All desks would be meant to be like that, all fine furniture. So there we go. Understated, always understated, and functional, more than good enough to take a man through the next part of his desk life. So I hope you like what you see. That's it, completed job. Nice round over finish on the front of it here and on the edge. Very, very simple and understated again. So that's it. Reuse for something that's over 100 years old. 120 probably, a little bit more. There you go, over and out.